You're listening to Africa Business Radio, where you get up-to-date insights on the Africa business landscape. Log on to www.africabusinessradio.com. Your favorite shows are available on podcasts. Download them on our website and mobile app. Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.
True living Africa. True living Africa.
Hello. Welcome to True Living Africa, your wellness podcast. I'm Uyok Hansen.
And I'm Oyin Talabi.
We are your
Health and Wellness coaches.
And we are here to help you live your best life.
Yay! Hello, Africa. How you doing today?
Hello, Africa. How are you doing today?
Okay, let me speak on behalf of Africa. Let me speak on behalf of Africa. I'm doing good.
I'm doing great, thank you. Doing good. So, Oyin, what are we talking about today?
Detox.
Yes, one of my favorite topics.
Part 2. We're going into the next layer from the introduction that we did last week. Mm-hmm. And hey, like we said, people, we have our program coming up soon. When is that happening? We've scheduled a date now.
That's the 14th of September. 14th of September. We
so
can't wait.
Next week, actually.
That's next week. Yes.
Next week.
7 days. 7 days to go.
7 days to go.
Right. And this program is crucial for anyone who's feeling lethargic, run down, and you generally just know that you need this detox. Yeah, but we're going to be helping you detox the proper way.
Yeah.
You'll learn that in a minute.
Feeling also any kind of inflammation in your joints, so any joint pains, trouble sleeping, this program is definitely for you.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be talking about going more into the detox process and how it is that we support the pathways, because like we shared last week, when you're detoxing, the body already naturally detoxifies. Right. It eliminates toxins from itself daily.
Right.
It's the most intelligent machine ever. So, but however, how does this happen? Because now when we're going on a detox now, this is us now making a conscious effort to support the body to do what it is that it already does.
Exactly.
Daily.
Yeah.
I mean, you remember the analogy of the dishwasher and how if it doesn't get any support with all the, as the kitchen gets busier with more dishes coming out, if the dishwasher does not get the support that it needs, then eventually it is going to break down.
Right.
Under if its capacity keeps getting overutilized.
Right. So like shooting the runway with a plane. I mean,
shooting the runway. Okay.
I know you'll get it. The shoe will drop on you.
It will drop.
So I mean, like toxins. Toxins have a way of bugging us down, right? And when I think about toxins, I just think about how they're so everywhere and they're unavoidable, especially in today's,
industrious world.
Right. Except you live
everywhere.
like in the deep Appalachian mountain somewhere and you're totally cut off from the rest of the world.
With a lot of plants around you, surrounded by plants and fresh air, then that's the only way that you're going to be surviving this highly toxic environment that we're in. And so that's why we need to, like we say in True Living Africa, we need to live a more detox life.
Right.
So that it's a lifestyle. And that's why our program is also designed the way that we have it, where it's a gentle
daily detox. It's a
lifestyle,
right? Because what a lot of people do when they think and talk about detox, they go on a program, and the program, you hear about drinking purple pills or
very
teas,
extreme measures.
Yes, and sort of
Tommy Blast tea.
You keep saying that.
Yeah, because I just hope
there isn't a trademark somewhere that
Abil, that's true. Because that's what people tell me. They say, I bought one detox tea. I've tried it.
Right.
And then the teas just send you to the bathroom all day. So as in self-induced diarrhea.
Right. Right.
In Yoruba, they say afofa. Right. You use your hand to cause this swell for yourself. Right. Because you're in the bathroom all day. And those kind of detoxes don't work because they're trying to force out the toxins from your body, sort of like yank it out. Okay, yes, they'll release it from your guts, but you're not putting in nutrients into your body. Right. So your body's still not going to be getting the support that it needs.
Exactly.
And some programs, like the juicy ones, those ones will constipate you. Again, I've also been on those programs and all. So they constipate you, and that again is counter what it is that a detox is, because if you're now getting constipated, then your body is reabsorbing all the toxins.
Exactly. So that happens a lot. Yeah. What a lot of people don't understand is that when you detox or when you attempt those really crazy programs, you may, you end up sort of making yourself sick.
More sick.
Because the body does reabsorb toxins, to be honest. You have to be able to support the elimination of these toxins, and they don't happen all at once, right?
Yeah.
And
that's why our program is broken into, 3 simultaneous things going on at the same time.
Right.
Where we remove the toxins or the immune triggers from our lifestyle, then we go into releasing the toxins, then we go into, and under that releasing is elimination as well.
Exactly.
That's a big part of it. Then it goes into repairing the body, so that all of that is happening at the same time, because you want to, as you clean out the dishwasher, you also bring out the stuff from the dishwasher. You also want to clean it, service it, make sure that it's also working well. And that's where the repair also comes in.
Yeah.
So how do we do this?
So, when we think about detoxification pathways, we know definitely we've got our liver. That's the chief organ,
the master,
right? So so the liver is one of the body's largest internal organs. Is really responsible for an astonishing variety of life-sustaining tasks. The liver essentially is involved in your metabolic processes, like how your body converts calories to energy. Right? Your liver is involved in stabilizing your blood sugar. So, for instance, your liver stores excess glycogen, and at night when you go to bed, it releases the glycogen into your bloodstream while you're fasting and all of that. So it's your liver that keeps you alive. It promotes digestion and regulates fat storage. The liver's job is amazing, and one of the liver's chief jobs is to really distinguish between the nutrients that are absorbed, that are correct for the body, and those that are dangerous and need to be filtered out. So the liver acts as that filter, so to speak.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. And, the liver is pretty resilient. It's so strong that it can actually regenerate itself. However, you can actually destroy that liver if you're not careful. We do have to take care of it. So if your liver can't process your nutrients and fats that your body needs, your body becomes more toxic.
And
so this is the overload. Yes, undernourished. And this is the overload that we're talking about when we talk about like the dishwasher. Because the toxins are coming at us from
left, right,
everywhere. And then we introduce toxins in our foods. The liver gets bombarded.
That's an overload.
It's an overload. And we need to be able to support the liver. And one of the ways
sorry to interrupt you, even on top of this painting that you've just painted now, from the toxins from the atmosphere, toxins from the food, and then we now go into our lifestyle where we're not even resting well. So you now have your body now in a stressed position because you're not sleeping well. It's OMG.
Constant deficit.
OMG.
So the liver is picking up all the slack and is like juggling all these balls in the air. It's
a lot.
It's bound to drop.
Oh yeah.
It's bound to drop a few balls. And that's where we start to get inflammation and pain. And again, don't forget, the thing with toxins is that toxins have a tendency to store into, apart from the liver.
The body will find a way to store it.
Yes,
let me keep it somewhere.
In our fat cells.
Can you imagine?
So when you see yourself struggling with weight loss, part of that challenge would be that there are trapped toxins in your fat cells. So detoxification is a great way to help kickstart that weight loss process, because when we start to release toxins gently, when you live a detoxed lifestyle, it helps your body not to really hold on to that much fat. because then it won't need
because it's eliminating the toxins anyway.
Regularly. Exactly.
And then if you keep active and you're watching your calories, then it's also eliminating the energy. It doesn't also need to store energy in fat cells as well.
And then when we have like weak sections in our bodies, like weak joints and so forth, the body has a tendency to also store toxins around areas where it's weak.
The weakest link.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why they say, if once there's an inflammation in the body, anywhere, the weakest link. Yeah. So even if it's a bacteria, whatever it is that is invading your body, it just goes for that weakest link. So if in your family they are prone to arthritis, that's your weakest link.
That's your weakest link. And so you find that even in your 20s, you may have wobbly knees, and you're like wondering what's going on. It's really the toxins being stored there and just causing all kinds of, inflammation that, so that really needs to be looked at because, we can actually solve for these problems. The challenge is when we let it go on for too long. Yeah. And then, obviously when something has broken down for too long, it's sort of hard to
put it back together. It just doesn't function.
As well as it's supposed to. So that's where the liver comes in. And so we're talking now, how do we support our liver and then those
other pathways.
The other pathways.
So the other pathways include the skin, kidneys,
our lymphatic system,
the colon, the gut.
Your lungs,
how
for
can
instance.
we forget the gut?
Yeah, the gut is a big one.
Yeah, and yes, your lungs.
Yeah.
Your lungs. Okay, so how do we do that? Let's dive into that.
The first thing, that comes to mind is drinking lots of water.
Standard.
Staying hydrated is one of the biggest, the first things you should even start doing.
Yeah, to start to detox. And obviously you can guess why. The body is at least 70% water. That's just the body. And it needs water in all its processes. Right. Everything that it needs to do, it needs water in it. So if we're saying that, and that's just on a regular basis, talk less of when we're now in a mindfully eliminating toxins space, then we definitely need even much more water than we regularly take.
Absolutely. So drinking water is a big one. It's something that we start with.
Yeah.
Not something start and end is the alpha and omega of staying, detoxified. Movement is another
big one.
Big one, especially for our skin, lymphatic system. Yeah. So for our lymph, for instance, we want to be able to
stimulate it.
To stimulate it, exactly. And that's why, workouts like rebounding are so popular and so effective for lymphatic system. That's basically, for those of us who don't know what rebounding is jumping up and down, like preferably on a trampoline. Because it's easier for your knees. But any form of exercise really would really be effective in helping you detoxify. Then it, especially if it helps you
up over your head.
Exactly.
So gentle movements like that.
Gentle movements, and even when you work out hard, to be able to sweat.
Yes. So those are two things that that movement is doing. There's one for the lymphatic system to help the circulation of that. Yeah. However, like you're saying, there's the movement part of it, which is for the skin.
Right.
And so you break into a sweat.
Exactly, and that helps to start to flush out, excess
toxins from that space.
And from that space, exactly.
So we've got break into a sweat. So that's exercise. That's steam room or sauna if you have one.
Right, to draw nutrients, to draw sweat. Open up our sweat glands and draw the steam out of the sweat glands.
The body,
yeah. So the sauna will help with that. A steam room would help with that.
And the massage will help with the lymphatic circulation as well.
Exactly.
Not as much as skin, but
yeah. And then the other big thing is really with the food. So for instance,
that's a big one.
It's a big one.
That's the cocoa. So we've talked about the lesser ones, but because the nutrients are a lot of toxins coming through the food itself, and then food heals.
Exactly, because how do we really support our bodies? It's through the nutrients, right? But if our bodies are unable to absorb the right nutrients, then we're in trouble. So we want to be able to feed the body the right nutrients, and we can use food to increase our detoxification pathways, right? So there are certain kinds of foods that work through some intricate detox pathways and detoxify our body. And some of those common foods, the biggest ones are the family of cruciferous vegetables.
Yeah.
So with cruciferous vegetables, we're talking about your leafy greens.
Mm-hmm. Your broccoli,
your ugu, your cauliflower, your pumpkin leaves, but in addition to that, when people hear, cruciferous, they hear broccoli, they're like, okay, but we want to talk about Nigerian food, right? And just to give our audience some good takeaways in terms of Nigerian foods that you can use or start your detox journey with, would be, one of the big ones would be cucumber. Cucumber is great. It's a massive, it's
very alkalining and and hydrating.
Exactly.
It's full of vitamin A, C, K, magnesium. I need that one. And potassium, silicon. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Cucumbers are packed full, and it's so common.
Yeah. So and it helps with your digestive problems. Even stuff like, so I would use cucumber, for instance, if I had heartburn. So I wouldn't.
Really? I didn't know it worked for heartburn.
It works for heartburn and indigestion. And I think that's just because of its alkaline effect.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Like an antacid, like what you would buy over the counter, but a cucumber juice would do that.
Oh, that makes sense. That actually makes sense. It being alkaline.
Yeah.
And since a heartburn is your stomach
acid reflux.
Exactly.
Yeah, cucumbers would really help with that.
I've always, I love it for just infusing in water. So just
cucumber water.
Just put in slices in there. So that's a great way for people that say they don't like to drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
And here we are saying you have to increase your intake
water
of water.
Intake, yeah.
So that's a great way of even getting some of this
the antioxidants and the nutrients is to infuse your water with it.
Yeah.
So your cucumbers and your lemon is another.
Lemon water. That's
lemon water
true.
is a big one.
Yep.
I mean, if you want to start, like we talk about starting your detox journey with drinking lots of water, so you can just have your splash of lemon in there, or have your lemon slices.
Also very alkalining.
Very alkalining. It's full of vitamin C, and it fights the free radicals, which free radicals have a negative impact on your body.
Yeah.
So, and because of the alkalinity of these foods, they sort of they regulate your body's pH balance.
Yeah.
And therefore improves your immune system.
And if you think about it, guys, once your body is toxic, or once your toxic overload is increasing, that means you're becoming more and more acidic.
Acidic, exactly.
And so we need foods that will bring us back to that alkaline space to then neutralize the body, because disease starts
with an acidic environment,
and so healing would then start with us journeying back
to an alkaline environment.
Yeah.
So you hit the nail on the head right there. Yeah. So another food would be cabbage. And I know that some people have trouble.
It can be a little the taste of that cabbage. It needs friends. It's not someone that journeys alone. It needs friends.
Cabbage needs garlic and black pepper and olive oil.
Those are good friends to journey with. Don't journey alone, please.
I know. Like, I tried blending cabbage one time. I'm like, to do like a cabbage drink.
Yeah.
I couldn't move past the second.
Cabbage drink.
I said to myself, it's an acquired taste. I'll acquire this taste. I
On
couldn't.
your own.
I know. I mean, a month later, I was still struggling. I thought, you know what? Let's just chop it up and leave it in the salad.
I can deal with it in a salad.
I would do my cabbage like a coleslaw, very quick, Another thing about eating vegetables, I like to say to clients, is that you don't throw babies out with the bathwater. So what do I mean by that? When people say, oh, but why would you use, when you put it in a salad like a cabbage, right? Like cabbage and carrots go in what we typically know as the coleslaw. And then you have to have the dressing.
You now drown it with mayo and salad cream. Jesus.
But I know that you and I differ on this point, but I say, listen, if the only way to get the cabbage down is to
drown it,
is to douse it, is to douse it with your salad dressing as a starting point, that is better than not having cabbage at all.
I am of the school of thought that why you drown? If you're going to drown, you might as well don't even bother. So
no, that's why let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. But I'll
go with you that instead of having a salad, you can steam it instead and add spices to it. No maggi, but spices.
Yeah.
But that whole with mayo baby steps, we differ on that.
No, yeah, I totally get you. But you see, when we speak to the unfit
Yeah.
70%.
Just starting
this is like a starting point for a lot of people. They can't stomach
it's true.
drinking water, eating veggies. So we have to find a way. You know how when
like
we used
an overload for them.
Right.
It's
like it's not sustainable.
Leave too many things at the same time.
And so it's kind of like introducing veggies to kids.
Yeah, I have a friend that used to cut. She had this cookie cutter thing, and she will try and make shapes out of them, as in make a star carrot. But why? In my day, they'll put it there in front of you. Eat your food. You're not leaving this table unless you.
Or else you're not having any lemonade.
Exactly.
So I mean, start with whatever rocks your boat, but have the cabbage in your diet if you're not averse to it. I know that some people suffer gas when they do too much cabbage, kind of like beans. But if that's the case, then you can switch to other detoxifying foods.
That if you steam it or stir fry it, it's usually when they eat it raw. So if you steam it, or at least for me and a few people I've tried it with, if you eat it raw, then you're more likely to be gassy. So if you steam it,
you're less likely to be gassy.
Yeah. So another one is garlic.
Your favorite. OMG.
I love garlic. I can eat garlic raw.
Right. I mean, despite it's off-putting odor.
I mean, the way to just do that is to make sure that, like, if you're married now, make sure that your partner also just feed your partner garlic as well. So we're on the same.
Feed the entire family, actually.
So we're together on the same.
Right. I agree with you. But for people who like to eat it raw, if you want to avoid don't crush it. Please don't crush it. Just swallow it whole. Try not to crush, because crushing it just sort of diffuses the odor everywhere, gets in your fingers and all of that. And for those of us who are not averse to supplementation, you can also have garlic supplements, right?
Yeah, but garlic is is an antiviral, antibacterial, and has also antibiotic properties. So it's actually a very good. It contains acetylene, which aids white blood cells production, and it also
helps with infections.
Helps with infections,
it really does help with
infection. And it just helps with taste.
Yes.
It just elevates food to another level.
It does. It adds a whole new layer, makes your flavors more robust.
Yeah.
With this recipe that we sort of stumbled
across.
Where we did the bulgur and the beans, and it's on our page. It's on our True Living page on Instagram.
Yeah.
So we then figured out that
we just added olive oil and garlic and black pepper.
And it took that dish.
It was so simple.
And a new salad was born.
And then I think we did another bit where we put some parsley in it.
Right, and vinegar.
Yeah. It just took it to another level. Yeah. Which is interesting because parsley is also a detox.
One of my favorites, actually.
Detox herb.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites because parsley has this. I know that a lot of leaves have chlorophyll.
Yeah.
But the beautiful thing about the chlorophyll with parsley is that you barely taste it. Right, so it's not like an ugu, for instance, that is really strong. Yeah, you can taste that chlorophyll in there. But parsley is so rich in chlorophyll. I know chlorophyll is one of the huge detoxifying properties in plants.
In plants, yeah.
So, and not only does it help, does chlorophyll help detoxify, it also aids in weight loss.
Yes, and in the healing process. As well.
So what chlorophyll does for a lot of us is to accelerate your weight loss journey for those of you who really want to find some hacks, right?
Yeah. And it makes sense because if it's full of nutrients and your body's getting the nutrients that it needs to function well, then it's not going to...
It's helping you eliminate, it's helping you...
Going back to even that not hoarding fat cells and toxins.
That's exactly what it is. So it improves your digestion and all of that. So parsley, what I do with parsley is, I chuck it in a blender and I make a juice out of it. But what I do is I combine it with cucumber. So I make a parsley and cucumber juice at the same time.
So nice. Yeah. Parsley and cucumber.
And then when I want to elevate the taste, I add the coriander. And that
parsley and coriander, OMG.
Yes,
I mean, a salad is not complete without parsley and coriander.
This is true.
Or, it's just
one of those two leaves, or mint.
They just They just elevate the leaf. See, we're giving you hacks on how to also improve your salads and
your juices.
Right.
And if you and for those of you who think that the taste may be too strong, you can pop an apple in there.
Yeah.
And just sort of mellow that down a little bit.
Yeah.
So you can have that detox drink, which is the cucumber, parsley, ginger. So put all these things. I was going to say
ginger. I haven't talked ginger.
Put all those things in a drink and chug it down last thing in the night or first thing in the morning. But ginger
will be great for morning.
Oh yeah, ginger is great for morning.
Yeah.
Ginger, I like ginger because, for instance, when you've overdone you've had a heavy weekend, with either food or alcoholic drinks, ginger is a great way to sort of calm your stomach.
I don't really
help
like
with
ginger.
Oh, I love ginger. Ginger is like turmeric's cousin, right?
That comes to visit regularly.
Yes. And so once you get used to like the ginger flavor, and by the time you introduce like a turmeric, it doesn't feel like you're introducing anything. Turmeric then feels tasteless.
Well, I mean, ginger does help turmeric because the turmeric taste can be a little bland.
Right.
So it helps. But there's just something about it that
can be overpowering.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, it's kind of like capsicum. So it just sort of opens up everywhere and stimulates.
Definitely opens up everywhere. As in, hello, I'm here. So it's like a tonic to the body. It is. Starts up your metabolism, sort of gets your engine booming.
It does. And that, when people talk about, I feel bloated, ginger, lemon, that combination is amazing for reducing bloatedness and gas. Right? So ginger is something that needs to be in your daily detox, right?
Yeah.
Like, I would buy like an entire basket and I have it right there. I see it every day. I put it in all the drinks.
Yeah, you can grate it into your cooking as well. It's interesting that a lot of these things you can cook with them.
Yes.
Because that's really how stock of food, when you're cooking beef and stuff, the stock came up. It's from cooking herbs and spices together.
Right.
And infusing the food with the nutrients. You haven't talked about your favorite drink. Apple cider.
Right. So ACV, OMG.
Our saving grace.
So that's part of your arsenal.
Yeah.
That would be part of your arsenal of detoxing drinks.
And these are things that you can take regularly, not just even during a detox program, but regularly.
Apple cider and green tea.
Yeah.
So green tea is a great detox drink. We all know that tea has amazing antioxidant properties.
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing about green tea is it also has some slight caffeine, but you can actually get the decaffeinated green tea for those of you averse to caffeine. So, but for people who are trying to come off coffee, for instance, green tea is a great substitute.
I don't know, man. I've tried that.
No,
substitutes,
you
need that
to stay caffeinated.
Ooh.
No, but what we use coffee for, we know is energy, right? And so green tea would technically do the same thing. I get you.
The experience of coffee. Let's not touch the coffee, please.
Right. While coffee is a great antioxidant, it does have some slightly acidic qualities. So
you can't overdo that.
You can overdo coffee. So green tea is a great alkaline sort of way to balance things out.
And then coupled with the apple cider.
The apple cider vinegar drink. Yeah. And that is a great way to stabilize your blood sugar.
Yeah.
It helps your insulin sensitivity.
And because it's fermented, it also helps your gut to repopulate your gut with good bacteria.
With your flora, exactly.
And help to just calm it down as well if it's in an acidic place. So it's a good place for inflammation.
Absolutely. So, our top takeaways, we've talked about a gazillion things, but there are a few things like we always say you need to leave the show with. And, number one, your liver is an integral part of your detox process.
Be kind to it.
Right? Or your detox process, for instance, has to be a combination. Why we advocate a daily detox is because your body wants to repair, release, and
just continue that cycle.
Yes, simultaneously, one after the other.
Removing the toxins and repairing.
Exactly.
Yeah, because remember, repair happens every night. When we go to bed, your body is healing and repairing from all the wear and tear of the day.
Yeah. And finally, the picture that I'd like you to remember is, especially for those of us who are trying to lose some excess pounds, is the fact that your fat cells are storing those toxins. So joining a detox program like ours would be great for you to kickstart your weight loss process.
Yeah. My top takeaway that I want you to go away with is that there are other pathways, other ways to support the detox process as well. So as much as you're doing the food and drinking your waters, remember to get a massage, remember to do some exercise as well, because those will also help the other pathways.
And even with stress relief, the massages and the saunas and the steam bath.
So that's even the mind detox going on there as well.
Yeah,
so
that's topic for another
day. Because once your body has absorbed tension in its physically, there's still the mental tension that still needs to go as well. So the massage will help the physical tension and the mental, because at least when they are rubbing you
when they are rubbing you,
and the smells from the essential oils, and you just relax.
And the meditation music. Assuming you get your massage Assuming you get your massage in a nice spa.
Yeah.
And so so that's it I think for today. The major thing is, our program's coming up on the 14th of September.
Yes, people.
Please join us, and if you want to catch the other episodes of our podcast, please log on to www.africabusinessradio.com. Follow us on Instagram at True Living Africa, and hit us up, slide into our DMs, let us know. Join us for a great 14-day ride.
Yes.
You're going to hear all about that in your emails and on our IG page. So look out for that.
And another interesting thing about our program is that you're not just going through a program, you're joining a community, and you're going to be learning a lot. You're going to be learning about your body,
absolutely,
why it does the things that it does,
and
even what to expect going forward.
How to transition
40s body,
right? Exactly, because we're all about 40s fitness. Even though the 35-year-olds could join us.
Oh yeah.
As you grow older, things change, and you need to really be more mindful about taking care of your body, because it's the only one you have to live in. Right?
Let's enjoy the ride, right?
Yep.
Thank you, Africa. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you, Oyo.
Thank you, Oyin. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.